Hello children and welcome to your English class. Today we will be doing unit 1.2, The Thief's Story. It is written by an eminent author of Indian origin, Ruskin Bond. He lives in Missouri and he has done a lot of work for children. He has written stories for children in simple and lucid language. For his work, he has received Sahitya Academy Award, Padma Shri and Padma Bhushan. I was 15 years old when I met Anil. Today, I'm going to tell you an incident from my life that changed my life. When I met Anil, I was a thief and I had a fairly good hand. I was a successful thief. Let me tell you how and when did I meet Anil. I met Anil when he was watching a wrestling match. He was a tall and lean boy of around 25 and he looked easygoing, kind and simple enough for my purpose. I didn't have much of luck and I thought I might be able to get into the young man's confidence and show my skills. I started with a flattery and I told him that you look like a wrestler. I know that flattery always helps in making friends. He was also none less, and he said, even I looked like one, and this was enough, and we became friends. He asked me my name. I lied. I said my name is Hari Singh. I took a new name every month because I was running away from the police and my former employers. After this much introduction, Anil talked about the wrestlers and everything, but I did not have anything much to say. Anil walked away. I followed him casually. Hello again, he said when he saw me walking behind him. I gave him my most appealing smile. I said, I want to work for you, but I can't pay. He said he couldn't pay, and I was really disheartened. I thought that I had misjudged my man. I asked, can you feed me? And to this, instead of answering, he questioned me back if I could cook. I was very good with lying. So I said, yes, I can cook. So he agreed. He said, okay, if you can cook, I can feed you. And thus I started walking with him and I got an entry in his house. His room was over Chuna sweet shop. He told me that I could sleep on the balcony. But the meal I cooked that night must have been terrible because Anil gave it to stray dogs and told me to be off. He said no need to cook now. But I just hung around smiling in my most appealing way and he couldn't help laughing because I was scared that what if he turns me out of his house. So I kept on hanging around him and ultimately he was happy and he started laughing. Later, he patted me on the head and said, never mind. He would teach me to cook, something that I didn't know. He promised me that he would teach. And apart from cooking, He promised me to teach how to write, read, and calculate. I was very grateful. I knew that once I could write like an educated man, there would be no limit to what I could achieve. It was quite pleasant working for Anil. I made the tea in the morning and then would take my time buying the day's supply. And usually, when I would go to the market, I would steal 1 or 2 rupees, and that means I would give him wrong account of my purchase. And this was the only thing I could do. Anil made money by fits and starts. He did not have a fixed income actually. He used to get money in short, irregular intervals. It seems he wrote for a magazine. What a queer way to make a living. How can one live writing for magazines? One evening, he came home with a small bundles of notes saying that he had just sold a book to a publisher. At night, I saw him tuck the money under the mattress. He was so careless and casual. He didn't even keep money in the cupboard, locker, or any such place. What he would do with this money? He is so careless. He did not even keep it in the cupboard, and almost for a month I had been working, and he has not given me the salary. This was a good opportunity. Actually, he had trusted me a lot and he had given me a key to the door. I could come and go as I pleased. He was the most trusting man I had ever met. And that is why it was a bit difficult to rob him also. It's very easy to rob a greedy man, but a careless man who doesn't even care to keep the money at a proper place, do you think will remember, or rather will come to know also that his money is lost? And then what pleasure will I get as a thief? Well, it's time for me to do some real work since long I have not done anything of my field. And as such, what will he do with the money? He will just give it to his friends and he will waste it. Better is I only take and run away. When I went to his room, Anil was fast asleep. A beam of moonlight stepped over the balcony and fell on the bed. I sat on the floor and I thought that if I took the money now, I could catch the 10:30 Lucknow Express. I slept out of the blanket and crept up to the bed. Anil was sleeping peacefully. His face was clear and unlined. There were no lines of tension on his face. But my face had a lot many scars because maybe beaten by police sometimes or while running I would have got injuries, and my face had so many scars. My hand slid under the mattress searching for the notes. When I found them, I drew them out without a sound. Anil sighed in his sleep and turned on his side towards me. I was startled and quickly crawled out of the room. I was surprised. I thought, oh my, now I'm caught. So it's better to run away quickly. When I was on the road, I began to run. I had the notes at my waist, held there by the string of my pajamas. I slowed down to a walk and counted the notes. 600 rupees in 50s. I could live like an oil rich Arab for a week or two. When I reached the station, I did not stop at the ticket office. I had never bought a ticket in my life, but dashed straight to the platform. The Lucknow Express was just moving out. The train had still to pick up speed, and I should have been able to jump into the carriages, but I hesitated. For some reason I can't explain, and I lost the chance to get away. When I saw the train had gone, I found myself standing alone on the deserted platform. I had no idea where to spend the night. I had no friends, believing that friends were more trouble than help. And I did not want to make anyone curious by staying at one of the small hotels near the station, because the police may be searching for me, looking for me, and friends for me, they were more a trouble than being good to me. Now the only place on the earth that was left for me was the house of the man I had robbed. Leaving the station, I walked slowly through the bazaar. In my short career as a thief, I had made a study of men's faces when they had lost their goods. Say, for example, a greedy man. He would show fear that, oh, what will happen if I get robbed once again? And a rich man, he will be angry. How can somebody do this to me? And a poor man, he will show acceptance that, okay, fine, whatever is my fate, whatever is the will of God, I have to accept. But I knew that when Anil will discover about the theft, he would only show sadness, not because for loss of money, but for the loss of trust that he had on me. I started walking, and I walked towards the Maidan. I was sitting on a bench. The night was chilly. It was early November, and a light drizzle added to my discomfort. There was little rain, and soon it started raining heavily. My shirt and pajamas stuck to my skin, and a cold wind blew the rain across my face. I went back to the bazaar and sat down in the shelter of the clock tower. The clock showed midnight. I felt for the notes. They were damp from the rain. Anil's money. In the morning, he would probably have given me 1 or 2 or 3 rupees to go to the cinema. But now I had it all. I couldn't cook his meal, run to the bazaar, or learn to write whole sentences anymore. Now there was no need for me to work for him. I had forgotten about something in the excitement of theft, and that was writing whole sentences. I knew it could bring me more money one day, then a few hundred rupees. It was a very simple thing to steal, but for a longer run, no. You can be caught any time. But if you want to be a successful person, you have to always study well. You have to, if you want to be a really big, a clever, and a respected man. I thought I should go back to Anil. I told myself, if only to learn to read and write. I hurried back to the room, feeling nervous, for it is much easier to steal something than to return it undetected. You all also know it very well. It's very easy to take away something without somebody's notice, but keeping something without their notice is very difficult. I opened the door quietly and I saw that Anil was fast asleep. And I went there back and I again kept the money from where I had stolen them. In the morning, when I woke up, Anil was ready with a cup of tea and he was having a note of 50 rupees between his finger. I was very scared. My heart sank. I thought I had been discovered. And he just told me that he had made some money yesterday, and he also added that he would be paying me regularly. My spirits rose, my hopes were good, but when I took the note I saw it was still wet from the night's rain. He was knowing that I had taken the notes from him. But instead of telling anything or showing it anyways, he just said, "Today we'll start writing sentences." I smiled at Anil in my most appealing way, and this time it was not to please him, but without any effort, I could smile at him. Such a noble man, even after knowing that he had been robbed by me, he gave me a chance to improvise myself. Children, from this lesson, what do we learn? For me, if I say I take three T's of my life, the first T is trustworthiness. Your character should be such that people can trust you. You should have truthfulness in your life. Whatever comes, you have to stick to your truthfulness. And last is transparency. Be transparent in your behavior. Don't try to cheat anyone. And these three T's, along with all the other virtues that you have, will make you a successful person in your life. Stay indoors, stay healthy, have a successful life. Bye, children.